Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our beautiful campus here. I also want to welcome those of you out there in line, and it's just such a pleasure to have all of you here joining us today. My name is Wyatt Haynes. I have the honor to serve as the Chief K9 and Business Officer. And on behalf of all of us here at K9s For Warriors, it is our pleasure to share with you this amazing celebration today. This evening, we gather to witness the formation of a warrior and a K9 team coming together, a special bond that forms at both ends of the leash. So we're going to go ahead and get started with tradition, and I'm going to ask you all to please stand as we honor our country. I'm going to invite warrior trainer Armando Trinidad to come up here and lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I'd like to start out by just taking a moment to thank the Dogtopia Foundation. Since 2011, the Dogtopia Foundation has supported K9s For Warriors through its Fetch It Forward program, where individual daycare centers from around the country raise money to help support K9 and Warrior teams after they have graduated. And I'm proud to say they have supported over 350 of those teams. So, to the Dogtopia family, we are so grateful for everything you have done for us and your continued support in rescuing lives at both ends of the leash. Now, I want to take a moment to just recognize somebody here with us today. Each month, we have one of our graduate warriors that mentor our class that's coming in. And they give them the information that they need to know, what to expect, the trials, the tribulations that they're going to have to experience while they go through their 19 days here with us. And we're very fortunate to not only have a warrior graduate this time, but have one of our own employees that went through our program to do that. And I'd like to just thank Chase Carl for doing this for the September graduates. Chase graduated from K9's program in 2018, and not only has he had the experience of going through our program, but he also has been an employee on the Warrior Outreach team since August of 2022. He started out as an outreach specialist, and he now works as an outreach manager. With Chase's knowledge and expertise as a graduate and a team member, he's been able to bring firsthand knowledge to our incoming Warrior class to help prepare them for their future with their service dog. How about another hand for Chase? Now, for the reason that we're all here today, I'm going to bring these warriors out who have went through our program, and they are ready to come out here and celebrate this day. So please join me in welcoming the Warrior graduating class of September 2025. So I am so excited for an opportunity to share that we have a very special guest here with us today. We are honored to welcome to our graduation United States Army veteran and Medal of Honor recipient, Mr. Clint Romeshay. I got it right. Clint has dedicated his life to service, both in uniform and beyond, and continues to champion causes that strengthen and support our nation's warriors. He joins us today as an ambassador for Pure Talk Cellular, a veteran-founded wireless company committed to sponsoring those who have served our country. Pure Talk is a proud partner of K9s For Warriors and is sponsoring one of the warriors in this month's graduating class, making today's celebration even that much more meaningful. So it is my honor to invite up here, please join me in welcoming Clint Romeshay to the stage to share a few words.
And thank you, everybody. Really special to be here. I honestly can't express how much it means. You know, we all have our own journeys in life. Mine, this is like one graduation I'd actually show up to. I grew up in a town that was like 100 people. I can brag that I graduated in the top 14 of the 15 kids that were in my senior class. So this is a graduation speech I actually feel comfortable about giving. First off, a special thanks to the staff, the trainers, to the volunteers. What you guys do day in and day out, it wouldn't happen without that dedication, that commitment, and that understanding. You know, our sponsors, again, I wouldn't be here without the connection through Pure Talk. And it's crazy how, as we've been kind of talking today, those little connectors that you have in your military experience, later down the road, you see how they fit in. And with Pure Talk being a veteran-owned business and that relationship, to understand that service to country doesn't end when you take your uniform off, but you still have more to give. It is just truly a privilege and a blessing to be part of that. You know, as I got a chance to kind of tour the campus today, you know, get a history and the background. I've known about K9 For Warriors for quite a few years. Like I said, this has been my direct interaction with them, though. And to hear, you know, the dedication and where it came from back in 2011, this idea that Shari Duval had. And even though she's not here with us, her spirit continues on here. And it just takes one person to have this thought, this idea. As the intent is to help end veteran suicide, we realize that's not a program, that's an outcome because of doing quality work. There's not one magic pill that's going to help end our veteran suicide issue. It's going to be our communities coming together to increase that hopefulness and take away that hopelessness. Many might look at what can a dog do for that. I mean, there's a reason we say dog is man's best friend. There's the old anecdote of put your spouse in a trunk and put your dog in the trunk, and after a couple hours, open that trunk and see who's happier to see you. You know, seeing the stats coming out of this, I think 92% of the graduates from K9 For Warriors lower their use of medication. 82% have lowered their suicidal ideations. You know, again, service after country, after you take that uniform off, we have lost more veterans, more military men and women to a suicide than we lost in direct combat in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's truly, I kept hearing the term saving lives on both ends of the leash. Understanding, pairing our K9s up from these rescue facilities with our veterans to understand the trauma that the dogs have gone through and the trauma our veterans have gone through. It's so hard to put into words, that magical connection. As we used to call it, in my platoon, we called it, I'm trying not to say bad words, so I'm trying to resist. We call it PFM. It's pure fucking magic. And I apologize for that, but Importantly, though, we're here today with this latest graduating class, boys. I'm telling you, it was an honor, like I said, to get to hang out with you guys a little bit, getting haircuts, sharing some lunch, and I mean, this day is your day. So I'm standing up here. So when I joined in '99, never in a million years did I think I'd ever meet a recipient, let alone be one, and I can tell you I didn't do anything special. I did what each and every one of you guys did, and each and every one of our men and women that have put on the uniform. We all raise that right hand and say, I'll go and do. The only difference is where our paths ended up. But like the 99.9% that has never worn that uniform in modern era, they never will get the experiences that you guys have been through. The challenges, the friendship, the camaraderie, the heartaches, the suffering, the time away from family. That is something we will always and forever have in common. I reflect back, and like I said, the most awkward thing I ever got called was a hero. Said, when I received the medal, that's the first thing people wanted to say, oh, Sergeant Rowe, you're a hero. Clint, you're a hero. And I'm like, no, heroes are those that don't come home. But just like K9 for Warriors, that's what I was. I was a warrior, and I got to serve with some of the best warriors I've ever known in my life. What a fitting title, K9 for Warriors. Gentlemen, again, your time in service is never going to be forgotten. The step you guys made to take this journey, and I know it wasn't an easy process. Some veterans have waited almost 2 years to get into the program. It's not something that just happens overnight. Almost 3 weeks away from your families, and I know as much fun as you guys have had here making the connections, enjoying your time with each other, it's also time to go home now. That's where the next challenge is going to start. You guys have been given the tools. You've been paired up with your new battle buddy that's going to have your back, that's going to crop dust you at night. But you guys took on a challenge not knowing what was next, understanding that we as veterans, the vast majority of us are doing really well. We're not all broken. We're not all victims. You guys are doing better than you think. But at times you need, just like everything you did in the military, you never did it alone. And sometimes you need that battle buddy that you know is going to be there and have your six. No questions asked. You guys are now the example as being graduates from this program for veterans that are sitting there thinking, man, I really didn't do anything. Someone else deserves it more. I didn't do anything special. Let someone else take my place. But again, it's those moments where it's hard to take care of your brothers and sisters to your left and your right if you're not in a good spot, if you're not ready to take on that. Because often we sit here and we think we don't want to be someone else's problem. I'll suffer alone. I'll figure it out. It takes truly a true warrior to understand when they need to step up and say, hey, I could use a little assistance. And it's not a handout, it's a hand up to each other. To be paired up now with man's best friend that is never going to judge you, that is going to sit there with those big puppy dog eyes looking at you, and your moments where you need that little extra kick, those moments that you don't even know, they're just going to put their head on your lap. They're just going to sit there and give you that look. Said, you guys might have taken the uniform off, but your service isn't ending. You guys are the example for so many other veterans now to show them and encourage them to be the leaders in your community, in your homes, in your networks. I can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to, have some lunch with you. Here's some interesting stories about tattoos in Germany. But to have this little bit of time with you guys and share those little moments, I can't express how much it means to me. And I'm so proud in each and every one of you for showing up for tomorrow, understanding there's things in your past that you can't change, but pushing forward, being the example for others is what we do best. And never forget that. Thank you, gentlemen. God bless.
Well, that's hard to follow, but thank you, Clint. And just so you know, you can use whatever words you want if you've got a Medal of Honor. But anyway. So now what I'd like to do is introduce these Warriors service dog teams and share with you a little bit about each. First, I'd like to ask to come up Warrior Darren and his battle buddy Scarlett. Scarlett is sponsored by Tractor Supply Company. Tractor Supply Company is honoring military service members, veterans, and first responders through their Hometown Heroes program. K9s For Warriors is one of 10 organizations to receive part of Tractor Supply's 1 million Hometown Heroes donation in 2025. This gift is actually sponsoring 2 of the service dogs here in this graduating class today. Scarlett is actually named in honor of Tractor Supply's former CEO, Joe Scarlett, whose leadership guided the company through tremendous growth and helped shape its culture of service. Naming this service dog Scarlett pays tribute to his legacy and reflects Tractor Supply's passion for supporting communities and honoring those who serve. Well, Miss Scarlett over there got to meet the real Joe Scarlett in Nashville a couple weeks ago, and it was a very humbling experience for him and all of us to see that. We know Tractor Supply's out there watching, and we thank you for your unending support to our organization. Scarlett was provided by Van Hendricks K9s, who is also here today, and Scarlett was trained by Tracy Kendig. Next up, we have Warrior Phillip and his battle buddy Crush. Crush is sponsored by the Denver Broncos, their head coach Sean Payton, their co-owner Carrie Walton Penner, and the Broncos Foundation. The name Crush is a nod to not only the famed Denver Broncos' dominant defense in the late 1970s, called the Orange Crush, but also their throwback jerseys worn this season. While the name Crush honors a legacy era in Broncos culture, it's also a meaningful tribute to Broncos' pride, history, and resilience. We know they're out there watching. We thank you to the Broncos organization for supporting us. Crush was donated by Rulon International, and I know that they're here with us today. Right? Where'd you go? I saw you earlier. All right, I know they're here. Thank you so much. And Crush actually came through our program in a different kind of way. We have partnered with Texas A&M, and there's an organization, a student-led organization called the Aggie Guide Dog and Service Dog Organization. And what they do is the students take the puppies on campus with them. We received that donation, and that puppy was able to be raised by one of the students. And that student was Kaylee Lewis, who Crush lived with for 12 months, participating in all the meetings on campus and all the socialized outings. And during this time, Crush learned many advanced skills and passed all 3 levels of the K9 Citizen Test. So thank you to Kaylee, Dr. Blue, who really manages and keeps that organization intact, and the whole Aggie Guide Dog and Service Dog organization for helping Crush become the battle-saving buddy we see here today. Crush was fostered by Desiree Huff and Julie Hancock, and Crush received his final training from T.J. Wright. Next up, we have Warrior Chris and his battle buddy Sarge. Sarge is sponsored by the Lieutenant Dennis W. Zielinski II Memorial Fund and co-sponsored by Shore to Help. The name Sarge is familiar. Informal version of sergeant, often used in military settings as a sign of camaraderie and respect. It reflects leadership, discipline, and steady presence, qualities that define both trusted service dog and a dedicated warrior. The sponsor chose this name to honor the bond shared among those who serve and the strength found in quiet command. Sarge represents loyalty, readiness, and the kind of support that never wavers. I know we have some of those sponsors here today, so thank you for being here with us, and also some of those sponsors out there online. Sarge was rescued from Putnam County Animal Control, and Sarge was trained as a team effort by Lily Spear, Tracy Kendig, and Jay Wilton's favorite dog, who he also helped train. Next up, we have Warrior Jacob and his battle buddy Murphy. Murphy was sponsored by PetSense by Tractor Supply. So this is the second dog by Tractor Supply. They're proud to sponsor Service Dog Murphy as, again, a part of their Hometown Heroes program. The name Murphy is in honor of Navy SEAL Lieutenant Michael P. Murphy, who has posthumously received the Medal of Honor for his heroic sacrifice in 2005. Known as the Protector, Murphy's name is a tribute to courage, loyalty, and selflessness, the very quality Service Dog Murphy will embody in service to his veteran. We know the sponsors are out there watching, so we thank you. Murphy was provided by MSAR Canada, and Murphy was trained by Mark Page. Next up, we have Warrior Brian and his battle buddy Tucker. Tucker is sponsored by Jessica Pagula and her A Lending Paw Foundation. Jessica Pagula and her husband Taylor named Tucker in honor of their beloved chocolate lab that unexpectedly passed away earlier this year. Jessica Pagula is an American professional tennis player who has reached career-high rankings of #3 in the world in singles and #1 in the world in doubles. Jessica and Taylor started A Lending Paw Foundation to support organizations like K9s For Warriors to help transform lives through the incredible bond between a service dog and their owners. Jessica and Taylor hope Tucker brings the love and joy to Brian's life. We know they're out there watching, so thank you again. Tucker was also provided by Van Hendricks K9s, and Tucker was trained by Chris Shepard. Next up is Warrior David and his battle buddy Thor. Thor is sponsored also by the Lieutenant Dennis W. Zielinski II Memorial Fund and co-sponsored by Westlake Veterans Club. The name Thor comes from the Old Norse word meaning thunder. Improvise. It symbolizes strength, resilience, and powerful presence. The sponsor chose this name for the service dog to reflect the courage and steady support he will provide the warrior. Like thunder, Thor represents a quiet but undeniable force, always present, always strong. And we know that we have some of those sponsors here again with us today. Thor was fostered by Danielle Schlitter. Sorry if I screwed that up. Thor was provided by Ridgeview Labradors, and Thor was trained by Alani Bush. Next up is Warrior Greg and his battle buddy Minto. Minto was sponsored by Carol Mays in honor of her adult children, Casey and Sean Flynn. Minto was named in honor of a U.S. Army military working dog who was shot and killed in Syria on June 19th of 2019, saving the lives of several soldiers and sacrificing his own. Minto was shot 3 times in the chest during a firefight in Syria. He was more than just a partner to his handler. He was a roommate. He was a best friend. He is remembered for the multiple soldiers' lives that he saved that morning. And we would be pleased if Minto's namesake would become the partner and the best friend to a deserving veteran as part of K9s For Warriors. I had an opportunity to meet Carol, and I also had an opportunity to meet Sean, who's here with us today. Sean is also a Marine veteran, a retired Marine veteran, and it's awful ironic that so is Greg. So that just worked out perfect. But Sean was also there during the situation in Syria. So Minto has a special meaning to him in more ways than we could ever imagine. We know that there are also family at home watching, and we thank you for tuning in as well. Minto was fostered by Danae Jernigan. Minto was provided by Rocky Mountain Battle Buddies, and we have Danielle here, the Madrid family here. Thank you so much for your support for us. We thank you. And Minto was also trained by Danae Jernigan. All right, now for my favorite part. Now we're going to hear from the Warrior class as they thank those who were instrumental in getting them here to this day.
I want to thank K9s For Warriors for the ability to participate in this program, and I look forward to future personal growth.
I want to extend my deepest gratitude to Jessica Pagula and her husband Taylor, and the incredible team at K9s For Warriors and trainer Chris Shepard for blessing me with Tucker, my service dog and loyal companion. Your generosity, dedication, and commitment to supporting veterans through the healing power of service dogs has truly changed my life. Tucker has brought strength, stability, and companionship into my life in ways I never imagined possible. Thank you for giving me this gift and for believing in the bond that saves lives at both ends of the leash.
K9 For Warriors team, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the time, care, and dedication your team puts into supporting veterans' health and wellness. I am deeply appreciative for the opportunity to be paired with one of your incredible service dogs. It is my hope that K9s For Warriors continues to bring help, comfort, stability to even more veterans in the future. Your work truly makes a difference. Thank you for all you do.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank Tractor Supply and the Hometown Heroes program for this gift and this opportunity. It is definitely going to be life-changing.
I'd like to thank my two sons, David and Brian, for all of their love and support, as well as my sister, Colleen, Bob, Jasper, Jackson, and Dakota. And I'd also like to thank the Zelensky Fund and Shore to Help.
I want to thank everyone at K9s For Warriors for their dedication to helping Warriors. And I want to thank Mom for supporting our needs while in training. I especially want to thank TJ Wright for training Crush to the best of their ability. I also want to do a shout out to Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos for sponsoring Crush. I also want to thank my son for sacrificing his comfort for mine over the years. And last but not least, I want to thank my wife, who's my biggest advocate and who has sacrificed and advocated for me through the past 25 years. Thank you all.
The gift of Minto is a profound, life-changing experience for which I am forever grateful. Words feel too small to explain the bond and companionship we have developed in less than 3 weeks. We have grown exponentially, and I am excited for many more years of growth, healing, and partnership together. To Miss Carol Mays, to K9s For Warriors, and to Minto's incredible trainer, Danae, thank you from the depths of my heart. Minto carries the name of a true hero, a brave military working dog who gave his life in Syria in 2019, saving the lives of many on his team, specifically his handler. It is an honor to have a companion who carries on such a powerful legacy. I promise to honor that name, to learn the full story behind it, and to carry it forward with the respect and reverence it deserves. Thank you again for blessing me with this extraordinary friend and partner.
A round of applause. Folks, this can't happen without all of you. For the supporters of our mission, your generous time, your gifts, your support. We cannot do this without you. To the staff who just pours their emotion and passion into making this magic happen each and every day so that we can be here each and every month to do what we do and to see this type of thing happen right in front of our eyes. But finally, thank you to our warriors who I mean, think about it. They have to trust to come here and give us 19 days to just come here like that. We can't thank you enough for trusting us enough to make that decision to come here and get your battle buddy. These warriors are amazing. They've been all over the town. They've been to restaurants, grocery stores, the airport. I want you to know that they went and got their hair cut for y'all last night, right? With their dogs right by their side, right? They went to a place called the 12 Hair Studio. This studio is actually owned by Sam Torres, who is a Navy veteran whose barbershop did all of this in kind for them. So we have another partner out there. I was talking to Mike earlier, and he kind of referred this. He said the Warriors went through their own kind of like before and after thing. He said it was like an episode of Project Runway meets Extreme Makeover, right? Thanks, Mike. I appreciate the punchline. Our Warriors are not just heading home with a new battle buddy, but they have a fresh new look now to go home with as well. So it's time now to wish these Warriors off. They're eager. They're eager to get home and get back to their lives and get back to their families. So thank again for trusting us. This is going to conclude our ceremony today. I hope that you enjoyed witnessing this here today. We do this every month, and we ask you to keep coming out, keep supporting us, keep being here for us. You being here means the world to all of us here at K9s For Warriors and our Warriors. So as we depart, there's a little line right here in front of me, and as if you wanted to say goodbye to the Warriors, your dogs, if they feel comfortable, we just ask you honor their privacy. Stay behind that, you guys stay behind that line, and they'll stay behind this line for now. And I just want to remind you all that they have service dogs. So if they do come up, please make sure you get the permission if you're going to pet their dog, if they're willing to let you pet the dog. And I will leave you with one thing. September, thanks to K9s For Warriors and their huge influence, is National Service Dog Month. And in 2 days is the day we actually celebrated on September 20th. So let's make that our new holiday, all right? Thank you all for coming out. Safe travels. God bless you all. God bless America. Thank you.